scenarios, stories, and a different kind of illustrations and each other. Okay. So we'll talk about value education hereafter. And in the first session, we came to know what are the different values that are driving us, that are helping us to live a very happy and peaceful life. Now let us see how values can be taught in terms of formal education, which can be called value education.
ಕಟ್ಬೇಕು ಬಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ
ನಾಗರಾಜು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಈಸ್ ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಾರಿಡಾರ್. ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಾಗರಾಜ್, you are supposed to sit in a place, come on the video, look at us, understand and take the test in the evening. Nagaraju sir, please sit.
Today we have coordination board, sir. That's why. Sorry, sir.
Which college are you from? Which college? Okay. So here, now we will take up value education. So another 1 hour or 1 hour 10 minutes, we will be dealing with many issues. Now, value education means, trying to have an education system through which values can be made aware by students. It cannot be taught. See, without teachers reflecting all the values, just having a kind of curriculum and teaching in the class, value education cannot be had. So it loses its meaning. So we shall just spend a few minutes on what value education is. Then later on, we'll move on to some other issues. Okay. Now, learning about self and wisdom of life. Truly speaking, value education is nothing but I should know about myself. Who am I? What am I? What should I do? What is my role? What the world expects from me? How should I live, letting others live? And how should I continue the existence of myself along with the existence of this world? So this is what learning about self and the wisdom of life. Then it is the aggregate of all the process by means of which a person develops abilities and other forms of behavior of the positive values in the society in which he lives. So there are negative values also, which can only destroy the human people and the society. So we need to learn, cultivate, reflect, apply, and continue the heritage of these Indian values or societal values. So that is very important. Now, what are the objectives of value education? You know all these things. Better we run through the slides. There are, I told you, 93 slides, and we have got only around 15 to 20 already. So it is to create awareness among students about values, their importance, and their benefits, so that they can lead a very happy and meaningful life. And they enable students aware of their fundamental rights as well as duties. See, most of us are fighting for these rights, and they never worry about their duties. So what is envisaged in Indian Constitution? Then build a sustainable future, a future that is very strong and long-lasting. That is very important. That is how even environmental education has been in screen or on the screen along with value education. Remember, value education and environment education, they go together. And value education helps to build a better world for living with social harmony. Then it also helps for constructive personality development. My dear friends, I don't know how many of you hear me mechanically, or some of you may be listening to me ethically, and some of you may be analyzing my statements in your brain or in your mind. What I expect everybody is this one. Please listen to me, understand, then analyze and come to a conclusion, and please imbibe these things into your personality. Constructive personality development means we see two types of people. Some people who are contributory, who are productive, who are ethically sound, morally sound, and they have got all their dimensions like physical development, intellectual development, social development, ethical development, moral development, educational development, psychological development, social development. So all these areas are balanced. So that is what constructive personality development. Rachanatmaka Vyaktitva Vikasana. Rachanatmaka Vyaktitva Vikasana. So this kind of personality is necessary to be there in every individual. This is what even Swami Vivekananda Ji Maharaj and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Ji Maharaj and Ramakrishna Ashram Saints, they always talk about this. How to have constructive personality development among our students. Then promoting life skills for better living. We are having another section on life skills. Now only I am telling you, life skills are nothing but some basic soft skills, necessarily soft skills, psychological competencies, which we need to solve our day-to-day problems. Say, whenever somebody has a problem suddenly, let it be you. I think every one of us are having some problems. Suddenly we face some problems, unexpected problems. Now, how do we successfully solve these problems? So first thing is we need to understand the problem and accept it. That is very important. Understanding and accepting the situation is the very first step. Say, for example, when there is a death of the father, let us suppose suddenly a student is studying in a college and suddenly he loses his father. And all these years, the family was good. They had very good life because the father was earning. Now the student is still studying in a college, not employed, and suddenly the father is no more. So how do you manage this? Now the student should understand that death is inevitable for everybody. Whenever it comes, we should accept it. So understanding and accepting. Then the student understands that death today for my father and tomorrow for somebody else. So death is a part, an integral part of life. So that understanding makes him to accept it. Yes, now I don't have my father. Now I have to lead my family. Let me accept my father's responsibility as my own responsibility, and let me be more focused on my growth and see that I settle down and take care of my family, like how my father was doing. So understanding and accepting a situation needs some principles, some competencies, some soft skills, and these soft skills are called life skills. So very, very beautiful concepts. So later we will discuss about it. Then importance of value education, just read it out. Of course, every statement is self-explanatory. Transforming students into progressive thinkers. All statements are simply built, very easy to understand. Let us not waste time in explaining. So value education is important. It helps to transform students into progressive thinkers. Let education not end meaninglessly or mechanically without any progression. Okay. Then discover the real purpose of their life. Tragically, many people, 90% of the students, do not know what is the real purpose of their life and the way in which they are leading their life. Character building with physical and mental ability. Remember, physical ability, fine, that is related to body. Mental ability, that is related to mind or brain. Then character building, that is related to emotions, the heart. So these are the three dimensions: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Then understand the way to lead a life, a very contributory and meaningful life. create a positive perception towards life. See, even at the moment of taking a decision to die out of depression, basically, I'm a psychotherapist. I get quite a number of cases to me where most of the students are under depression for many reasons, either for economical reasons or thinking problems or decision making skills are not there. So, something like that. So, because of these issues, a student suddenly decides to end the life or get into depression. So, even at that point of time, it is possible for us to create a positive perception towards life. And this is mainly possible because of value education. Remember, dear friends, when we were small children, like you or me, whatever it is, whoever it is, we had moral education classes, value education classes. The teachers used to teach any concept in any subject associated with illustrations like small stories, messages, okay, fables, fairy tales, so like that. Now, these days, people are not there to tell us stories. So that storytelling is gradually missing out. So because of this, students are extremely depending on mass media for some negative causes or negative recreational habits. So that is why the whole society is crumbling. It's entangled. It is caught on crime. Okay, it is caught in crime. So like that, positive perception towards life is very, very, very important. Changing the way students think. So value education helps students to think in a different way. Bring in positivity and productivity. These are all very important, dear friends. Please understand, you have got two sets of students. A small bunch of students at home who are your own children, and a big bunch of students in your college who are the breadwinners for you and your children at home. So bringing in positivity is very important. Remember, people who lead social life, simple life, ethical life without much wants, okay, with satisfactory sense of feeling, whatever it is, okay, contentment, that is very important. Those people who are content will have always positivity. You can see on their face. Productivity means only with this kind of positive nature or positive perception, one can work more, one can create more, one can be more productive. Having more worries on your personal issues, you can't teach properly in your college. You can't be a productive teacher in your college. It is 100% true. I have seen quite a number of people, okay, or sometimes the colleagues having their own sufferings because of some reasons. They are not able to teach properly. They don't produce good number of research works, good number of articles, or they don't teach properly. They don't prepare TLMs, teaching learning materials. Totally, they are less productive, stagnated. It's all because that they lack positivity. So positivity is a very simple product of you being selfless, you being broad-minded, you being having a simple lifestyle, you being less greedy or less greed. So that is ultimately very important. Then better relationship management with families and friends. Then ensure holistic development of children. Again, physical, mental, and emotional needs. Helps creating responsible citizens. See, a student through value education comes to know how is he accountable for his society. What are the social values he is supposed to have? What is the code of conduct that he is supposed to follow? What is the temperament of his mind that he needs to possess? So, when once a student undergoes value education, these things will come to then makes people feel accountable for mankind and connects. Okay, instills a sense of curiosity and enthusiasm. Remember, these are I normally keep telling my students in my class or in my college, these are the two great human fuels. Curiosity, curiosity means what? To know something, having a feel, urge, okay, to know something, craving for knowing, craving for gaining knowledge. That is called inquisitiveness. Inquisitiveness and enthusiasm. These are the two great things that everybody should know, including you or we. Then helps people make morally correct decisions in life in difficult situations. Say, for example, a student is in a very good, very difficult situation. He has lost everything. He is failed and he doesn't have courage to face the parents. What kind of decision he makes at that point of time? So if you have seen, somebody is talking, Dr. Banu. Yes. So helps people make morally correct decisions in life, like that. People become democratic as well. Democracy is, of course, very important, and ours is the largest democratic country in the world. It is a miracle that a big country like India, having too much of diversities, generating oneness feeling, and that is all because of these values. Then promoting, developing patience and tolerance for peaceful living. So understanding other regions, other religions, other languages, people from other cultural background, with patience, with tolerance, we should always live together. All these things will come. Now, what are the ways by which value education can be imparted? Stories and fables, I told you. If you are a good teacher, listen to me carefully, dear friends. You test yourself. Introspection is now needed. Are you a very effective classroom teacher? That is a question. One very important mirror technique that you can have is how many of us teach our own concept, the concepts of our own subjects using stories, using illustrations. So for every teaching of every subject, a lot of illustrations should be given. Illustrations in terms of verbal illustrations, stories, quotations, riddles, biographies, autobiographies, songs, okay, then lyrics, whatever it is. Then fables, fables means Niti Kategalu, some short stories which have got strong message to the society. Role play, dramatization. Role play means patrabhinaya, dramatization, natakīkarana, group discussions, games and activities. I have conducted so many environmental games in environmental education. Okay. Then real life examples can be given. Art and creativity, like drawing, painting, or making some other products like that. Field trips, brainstorming, manamanthana, case study approach, biographies and autobiographies, students' presentation, project method. There are n number of techniques and methods for value education. Now we get into another part of it. Of course, I'm just moving on from one to another. Value system. It's only a concept, of course. Now, value system means, values means there are plenty of values which we have. System means what? If time was more, I would have asked you a number of questions. I'm sorry, it's one way. Please excuse me for this. System means it is a whole of subsystems. A system is the conglomeration of many components where each component is related with other, and all the components work on the grounds of their own objectives collectively so that the whole system will achieve its objective. For example, human body is a system which contains so many organ systems like digestive system, nervous system, reproductive system, muscular system, skeletal system, endocrine system, respiratory system, okay, like that. All these systems will work. Each system has its own function. Collectively they work so that the whole body works. So a system is a collection of many subcomponents wherein each component has its own objective, keeps working on that objective, and all these components collectively work so that the whole system works. So in the same way, our body, our mind, our system, that is all the three domains, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, they all have number of values which all work together, so that we are living. So every human being is living because of the combining and collaborating functioning of all the subsuming values that I have. See, I have around 123 values in me related to my cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. You may have 242. Somebody will have only 60. Either same values or some different values. Some of the values are commonly seen, some of the values are seen very rarely, and some values may not be there. Okay, but anyhow, you are the embodiment of all the values that you have, all of them combiningly function and operate so that you live. Now, you may prefer some of the values which are very important for you. Okay, they are kept at the top. Say, for example, my main value is simple life. Okay, simple life, simple living and high thinking. Let us suppose it's an example. My value is environment related. So I always keep all my actions and behaviors environmental impact. Please silent your mobiles. Silent your mobiles, please. Who is talking? Who is talking there? Shall I mute it here? Stop all your business there. Now, see some of the values which are called primary values, which are the core values, which I always respect, imbibe, then develop in myself and use them so that the whole life is based on that. Say, for example, I'm a businessman. My value is there is no relationship between my business and my family. In the sense, I can't give credit, though he is my friend. So relationship is different and business is different. So that is my value, being a businessman. I'm an examiner. My son is there in the examination system in my own college. So I have to prepare a question paper. My value is, though my son is my student here, I never disclose any question to him. I treat him as all other students. So honesty is my primary value. So like that, some of the values for some people are primary and some of the values are secondary, some of the values are tertiary, some values are having least importance, some of the values are ignored like that. Anyhow, in everybody, these primary values are taken significantly. Based on that, all other values are kept. So values which primary importance, values which secondary importance are built within us. Now, this is called value system. So you can understand this in the explanation that is given. A value system is a set of consistent values used for the purpose of ethical or ideological integrity. Integrity means having all these together. Value systems exist in different forms such as social values, organizational values, human values, and personal values. Often these are defined as citizens' characters, code of conduct, and as leadership attributes. So all these things are there, which you can understand. Value systems can be influenced by a variety of factors. See, my value system, when I'm in India, may be different. When I move on to a Western country, it may be different, or an European country, it may be different. So how I have been brought up in my family, how is my family culture, what religion I belong to, and what were my personal experiences in my life. Please understand, value system changes mainly because of individualized personal experiences that one person has in life. See, I can give you a very simple example. One of my friends used to believe God, used to have a lot of belief in Indian gods or Indian, temples or whatever it is. So very religious, very spiritual. And a series of bad things happened to her or him in the family. Continuously, there were some tragedies. And finally, she or he went on losing her faith in the God. And now she says that there is no God. So the value system has been changed in her or in him because of the personal experiences that she or he has got. So it is an organized collection of individual values such as honesty, kindness, equality. See, I have told you so many values. All these values are placed according to their priorities. For me, patriotism is very important. For me, truth is secondary. For me, kindness is tertiary. Like that. So these values are prioritized with the most important values at the top and the least important on the bottom. This is called value system. Then what is the importance of value system? It helps us to shape our life through beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. All these things which you can definitely understand, which they help us to make better choices and live a more fulfilling life. So help us to take good decisions and becoming stronger with our relationships. And overall, in total, ultimately, value systems play a very important role in shaping who we are and how we interact with our world around us. So without a strong and stabilized value system, we cannot lead a good life. That is very important. Now we are coming to a very important aspects, my dear friends. This particular concept will definitely guide each one of us how we should be through our life. Now these are called purusharthas. In Kannada we say yav purusharthaki tara madkondu avanu anta heltidalva hage. Now what is a purushartha? Most of you must be knowing about it, especially those who teach philosophy, who teach ethics, who teach values in their colleges. Okay. Now purushartha is for the purpose of the self. For the purpose of self means what? Why I am here? What is my role? What is that the whole world expects? What should I do before I exit? Look at this. What should I do before I exit? What is my bound duty and responsibility and accountability because of my existence, because of my human existence? Remember, Yesu ಕಾಯಂಗಳ ಕಳೆದು 84 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೋಟಿ ಜೀವರಾಶಿ ದಾಟಿ ಬಂದ ಈ ಶರೀರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅದು. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ತಾಳಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. 84 lakhs of lives we have already had. Now ultimately we are born as human beings. Now being a human, now what should I do? How to make my life contributory, productive, constructive? What should I do before I die? How should my life be? What is the ultimate purpose of my life being a human being? So this is taught by Purusharthas. Remember, my dear friends, no other country has a sound philosophy like this. That's how Indian philosophy, Indian culture, the out of religion I am talking about it. See, these are all very, very important. Tragedy is most of us do not know about these things. Remember, these are the 4 pillars of human existence or human life. Purusharthas. So here we can understand the analysis here. Now it is a key concept in Hinduism that refers to the 4 proper goals or aims of human life. Of course, even in all other religions it is given, but in different versions. Okay, so in almost all the religions I heard that it is there. The Purusharthas are the inherent values of the universe. So it is not bound to one religion, bound to one country people. It is for the whole universe. So which are the 4 Purusharthas? Dharma, righteous conduct driven by moral values. So that is what dharma is. Dharma is the global ethic. Dharma is the global ethic. Right? Artha, how we earn. What we earn, how we earn, how much we spend, for what different purposes. How do we earn properties, earn wealth without causing any kind of damage, without cheating, or without grabbing it away from others' account of properties. So this is what artha is. If you cheat somebody, increasing the price of a land piece or of a cloth, then it is anartha, adharma. We are seeing that in almost all sectors of human life. What I heard is even real estate. See, people cheat immediately, people cheat easily, and they make others' properties their own. So because of not having a sound knowledge of what artha is, people are digging their own graveyards. See, earlier there was dharma in the artha. People used to earn additionally, which is necessary to lead life. Say, for example, if a merchant buys an article worth 100 rupees, he used to charge 105 rupees only, not 150 rupees like how people are selling now. So the margin was only 5%, 4%, 3%, 2%, which is necessary for him to lead life. So artha was to help people to survive based on dharma. Please understand that. Now today we are making hefty of income. So our moral values have downgraded, shallow relationships, huge profits, steep profit and shallow relationship. That is what we are preferring today. Dalai Lama has already told you about it in his poem of Paradox. So we want steep profit, but our relationships with our friends, people, customers is becoming shallow. We have found all the way to the moon and now to the Mars, but we don't find a way to our neighbor's house where new people have come there. We hardly go to neighbor's house, but we want to go to America, Europe. We want to see the entire world. We have not seen our own village or our own street. Now, this is the paradox that we have. Then kama, the pleasure, the love, it's a psychological value. It is something related to emotions. Kama is not restricted to the sexual pleasure, remember. Okay? And moksha. In fact, moksha can be attained by a man only through value-based kama that is experienced through ethic-based artha, that is legally earned property based on dharma. So dharma is the stepping stone for artha, then to the kama, and finally moksha. If you have committed any mistake in the first three, dharma, artha, kama, if you have committed wrong, or if you are illegal, if you have cheated anything, or if you have behaved against to these dharma, artha, kama principles, then you can never attain moksha. This is a very strong belief in the philosophy, in Indian philosophy especially. So the Purusharthas are the blueprint for human fulfillment. They help create a satisfying, balanced and meaningful life with holistic development. Now we are educated, we are literates, not educateds rather. We have got a lot of qualification in front of our names, but really are we stick on to these things? Now that is $1 million question. Okay, and most of us feel that they are all idealistically good, not for practical. But let me tell you, dear friends, everything is practically possible. Now, can't you practice these things? Is it not possible? Definitely it is possible. So they offer a way for evaluating life and making good decisions. So everything what you do, every act what you do should be based on these four. Please understand. Now, ultimately, moksha is liberation of your mind and become free, light-hearted. Okay? Liberate yourself from every kind of clutches, every kind of chains. You attain all spiritual values. Ultimately, you reach the stage of self-realization and self-actualization. Atma sakshatkara mattu atma vastavikate. Ultimately, that truth you will come to know. Who am I? What am I? Why I came here? Why I have been born as a human being? What is my duty? Whether satisfactorily I had led my life or not. At the end of life, say in the last days of your life, say 1 week or 1 month, or when you are bedridden, if you are not having any guilt feelings, please understand, then by and large, you have attained a satisfactory level of moksha. You have realized that you are no one to this world. You are only here to play your role temporarily. And as you came, you will go. One day, you die as if you had never lived. Please understand. One day, we all die as if we had never lived. Is for this reason Are we doing all these nonsense things in life? Ultimately, one question comes to me and you all is, for this, did I do all these things from 60, 70 years? All struggles I had, all cheatings I did, all practices I had, what all I did, is it only for this kind? I got this much of bank balance, this much of property, this many houses, this many cars. My children are educated. They are living somewhere, living us here. Okay, and no one is there around me. No one is there in my family. Even children I don't have. Okay, children are somewhere. They can't come to my help. Nobody is there to take care of me, though I have taken care of my children. So ultimately, this kind of thought and worry comes to everybody's mind, thinking that what all I did in my life for 60, 70 years, is it only for this thing? So that is the ultimate question that comes to everybody's mind. Then if you feel that, yes, you did wrong in the entire life, now you are not attaining moksha. If you are happily dying, liberating your soul, having no worries in your mind, having no pains of leaving behind everybody, every property that you have earned, then you are on the way to lead yourself to moksha. So that is also called self-realization, self-actualization, enlightenment, all those words. Now, these are all very important. Now, these days, people are not reading all these things. That is why they are just committing lot kind of crimes. So the Purusharthas are the blueprint for human fulfillment. So all these things I have told you. The original Vedic text only suggested these three goals, Dharma, Artha and Kama. And in the later Upanishad, we came to know about moksha also. Although the first three are somewhat interwoven, they are all interrelated. It is felt that the right action of dharma is necessary requirement for the right way of gaining artha or gaining income to be meaningful, and the abundance of artha will be needed to support kama. Kama means pleasure, not necessarily something related to sex. Any kind of pleasure. I want to have a tour. I want to enjoy visiting religious places. I want to visit places. I want to watch a movie. I want to lead a very satisfactory life with my, say, partner, with my wife or with my husband, with my children. So I should live in a beautiful house. So all these things are pleasures of mind, which are the reflections of karma that one has. So if you want satisfactory karma of all these issues, you need to have a very good source of income, ethically earned, value-based earnings, principle-based businesses, not causing any kind of, say, negative impact on anyone else. So your deal, your words or whatever, your business should never be cheated or should never be cheating somebody else beyond certain limits. That's what I said, 4%, 3%, 1%. What additionally you want to satisfy your life, only that much profit should be taken. That is say the meaning or the dharma of earning artha. Dharma of artha is that. So dharma, artha, kama, all these three things are interwoven, interrelated, interdependent, and finally all of them combiningly to work for what is called moksha. So the path to liberation or enlightenment of moksha is supported by the harmonious interaction of dharma, artha, and kama. This is what we have told. So see, all these things are very, very simple and very direct. I do not know why people are not trying to understand these very simple things. Dharma, this is a symbol of dharma, of course. Right thinking, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right diligence, right mindfulness, right concentration, right view, everything is there. Now, in dharma, of course, you see all these things are there. It means truth, the right way of living, the human behavior considered necessary for the order of things in the world. All these things are known to you. I need not explain everything. But anyhow, it is a true purpose of life on the ethical grounds. It is also being conscious in your actions, words, and thoughts. Remember, dharma should always operate in your mind. What is it I am doing? What word I am using? If I use a bad word or a wrong word, a word which hurts others, I am doing adharma. Is it clear? My thought. Nobody is there to see, so let me cheat. Nobody is there to look at me, so let me steal. So this kind of thought is adharma. Is this clear? So being awake to the existence of the divine within you, every one of us are having a divine dimension inside us. That is why we say, why do we do namaskarams to others? No, we are showing our devotion to the existing Atma, a divine component in others. Remember, whoever comes in contact with you, for example, a woman here is working for me. I should respect her. I should have a divinity for her because in her or in she has an Atma in her, which is a divine purpose. So if I do namaskarams to her, if I wish her, I'm wishing the God, the component of God in her. Now, that is what it says. So ultimately, dharma leads you to remember who you really are. It is considered the first step, first purusharthas, because without dharma, artha and kama can easily become self-destructive. Remember, without dharma, artha and kama can easily become self-destructive. It is an alert statement, a warning statement that should be given to every businessman, every doctor who cheats a patient, every teacher who cheats the students, okay, every merchant who cheats the customers. Please understand. So without dharma, if you earn an income and if you use that income for some nonsense things, then you are going to distract yourself. Now, that is what we are seeing these days, society. However, artha and kama, when balanced, also serve to support your divine path, and eventually your outward dharma leads you to inner moksha. See, it is reversible. So, whenever your artha and kama are balanced and spent for good things, following the dharma, ultimately you reach moksha. Okay, next one is artha. What is artha? I have already told you. Artha is the income. You can say this. It's not necessarily gaining some money or coins or land or building a house. That is not actually, it doesn't reflect in terms of artha. So, security of having the material comfort we need to live in the world with ease. Artha is, we need some comforts. Say, for example, I need a vehicle to move on. I need a small house to live in. I need some money to buy my medicines, or I need some money to educate my children. I need some money to travel and look the world around. I want to buy books so that I can enhance my knowledge. I need some basic things to lead life. I need to buy groceries. I need to buy vegetables. So all these things require some money. So Gandhiji even said, how much you earn, okay, if it exceeds the limit of your survival, then that is not good. That should be shared. So artha is being content with the things you own. Please understand. If I am not content with what all I have earned, if I am not happy with the amount of money that I have earned and saved, I have not earned anything at all. A very simple, basic logic here. I'm just earning lot of money. Every day I'm earning, but I'm not spending for my sake. It is not money at all. Money is a currency, gets the meaning of money only when it is spent. Otherwise, it is only the pieces of metals or the pieces of paper. That's all. So money earned or earning money is important, but more importantly, one should know how it should be spent at right time on right things in the right moment, in the sense, right quantity, how much I should spend. So cost benefit analysis, income expenditure analysis is a must. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ನೀವೇನೇ ಅರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು 2 ರೀತಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಓದಬೇಕು, ದೇಶ ಸುತ್ತಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಕೋಶ ಓದು, ದೇಶ ಸುತ್ತು. So ultimately these two should become the goals of one's life. Very recently I had one guest from Russia, Vladivostok. She is a drawing teacher, works in 2 different schools, earns around 44 to 45,000 Indian rupees in terms of Indian rupees, and she saves money. Around 25% of every month's money she saves, and once a year she travels to a different country. And she made traveling 7 times to India because she loves India so much. Remember, a Russian lady who speaks Russian language, speaks English, speaks Hindi to some extent. She knows some Kannada words. She knows every bit of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and so many other things. I challenge, most of us do not know how much she knows about Ramayana and Mahabharata. And she came all the way from Vladivostok, traveling across most of the, the land piece, changing around 4 to 5 aircrafts, reached Bangalore after 2.5 days, reached Mysore after 3 days. She was in my house for about 6 days. Okay. And she came all the way from Vladivostok of Russia to see Somnathpur. Somnathpur is a very small village here nearby Mysore, around 20-25 kilometers. But which has a very beautiful temple. And you know very well that she went on explaining how Ramayana and Mahabharata are there on the stones. They carved on the stones in terms of stories. Okay. So when a Russian knows all these things and comes to study our Indian culture or our Indian philosophy, I mean, traveling across thousands of miles, understand how we are. Okay, so this is how I should tell you that whatever we earn, it should be spent on good things only, not something which is destructive. Say a father or a gentleman earns money, he has to spend it on his family or help others, not spending on something like alcohol, something like some other woman, where they grow, they develop, they shine, they enhance their properties at the cost of your family. Look at this. No, this is called adharma. You are not spending your artha based on dharma, so you never reach moksha. So artha is one of the basic human dignities, to have enough assets to live on and care for your family. Now, family is very, very important. First family, then neighborhood, then my street, then my village, then my state, then my country. Like that it goes. But ultimately, my country is first. My country is first. So if my country is strong, my family is going to be very secure. So this is vice versa. All my values should start from myself to my family members, then it should go on extending itself to the entire nation and to the world. So if it goes from my family as a single unit to the entire universe, then entire universe becomes strong and my home becomes secure. So this is very important, a very simple understanding of human life. Okay, and you should earn money to say, for your sake of knowledge, friendship, love, career, building career, to attain skills, to lead a good and healthy life, and to have some prosperity in life. So artha provides the foundation for dharma and kama. Artha is the pursuit of activities and means necessary for a joyous and pleasure life. So without artha, there cannot be kama. Now the next dimension is kama. You can see a beautiful picture here. That only, see, this picture is only one small dimension of what kama is. It's not necessarily a sex, or it's not necessarily a love between two human beings there. It can be a mother and daughter, or it can be a father and son. It can be between husband and wife. It can be between two friends. It can be, say, I love my children. I love my students. Without love, I can't teach properly. Okay. So something, love cannot be mistaken. So here it is the desire for pleasure. Okay. Then it's a life without pleasure and enjoyment is hollow and empty. Pleasure is very important. Recreation is very important. Enjoyment is also very important. So kama relates to the pleasure, which can be sensuality, but is also an art, music. If I love music, if I love art, if I love beauty, nature, then if I love, say, the value of love, intimacy, affection, fellowship, kindness, now all these are different reflections of what kama is. So kama is good and necessary when it exists in to support dharma. So the kama should support dharma and artha. Otherwise, it cannot be called a sacred or a divine kama. So divinity in kama is very important. Okay, divinity in kama is very important. So kama is a divine pleasure. You can see this. Indian philosophy has explained kama as it's a divine pleasure, divinity. Okay, based on moral grounds and ethical principles. So godliness is there. God and goddesses should be felt. Okay, so in that. So that is called divine kama. Okay, so however, excessive kama can lead to excessive. Anything that is in excess is always dangerous. A very simple universal truth. Whether it is property or sex or education, so whatever it is, anything that is in excess, maybe education can be an exceptional case to some extent. If it is used properly, then it is okay. If additional education is used negatively, then that is dangerous. So overindulgence, addiction, sloth, greed, lust, these are all negative terms. Okay. So like that, there are many things related to kama. And ultimately, the highest kama is the longing for oneness with the divine. Very, very beautiful. So you can take the example of Akka Mahadevi. Akka Mahadevi. See, she loved Channamallikarjuna. It is not something related to lust. It is not something related to sex. She loved the God as if she wanted to be one inside. She should get integrated with him. So that is called being oneness with divinity. So that is ultimately very important. Moksha, now only the luckiest man, only a man who has gone through life with strict adherence to dharma, artha and kama can only reach the last stone, that is moksha. What is moksha? Very interestingly, it is when you live your dharma fully supported by artha and kama, moksha or the final liberation dawns. Dawns andre it comes to you. So moksha is the product of meaningful dharma, artha and kama. So moksha is your true nature. It's who you really are. It is who really you are, what you are. It includes emancipation and liberation. What is emancipation? You should know. So emancipation means vimochane. Liberation is also same word. Then freedom from the cycle of death and rebirth. There is an Indian belief, or there is a belief in most of the religions, that the birth should end. We have already gone through 84 lakhs. Now it is the end. No more births. So ultimately we have reached the stage of moksha. So that is why to earn moksha, people used to travel and stay. If you go and die in Banaras or Varanasi, you may lead yourself to moksha, something like that. Or to earn moksha, you should go to Himalayas. People say that. Why should you go to Himalayas only? There no persons are there to disturb you. You are physically very far from your family. No other things for you. Ultimately, you feel that the nature is very beautiful. You are moving towards heaven there, and all good thoughts will come to your mind. Bad thoughts cannot come to your mind because no one else is there around you. No pleasures, nothing, no distractions, no mobile, no movies, no women, no alcohol, nothing. So you are moving away from people, from inhabited areas. Slowly you are moving. And there was a belief that Himalaya leads to heaven. And heaven means clouds moving around. So in all kind of old movies, you can see that heaven means clouds moving around and all the gods and goddesses are traveling around. So whether it is true or false, whether it is actual or prediction or some imagination, let it be good. If it is a good imagination, it is not destructive. It cannot be a superstition if it is good. So freedom from ignorance, ajnanadinda mukti, moksha andre. Self-realization and self-knowledge, atma sakshatkara. Who am I? What am I? Where am I? Who am I means I am not my name. I am not whom I am born to my parents. If I say, who are you? You can't say your name. Your name is not you. You are the daughter or son of your parents. That is not your identity. You are from this village. That is not your identity. You belong to this religion. That is not your identity. You are the wife of somebody, not identity. Husband of someone else. You are a teacher. You are a lecturer. You are a professor. That is not your identity. So what is your identity? See, all these identities which we have told or which I just told you right now, it is only for deal in the world. It is only for our behavior, our enactment, our role play. But ultimately, what is that I am? Nobody knows. So I should try to know who am I. Now, that is the pursuit of self-realization. So if you come to know this truth of what you are, then you have reached your self-realization and self-knowledge. Self-knowledge means, say, what are my strengths? What are my limitations? What are my weaknesses? So what chances I have in my life to overcome these weaknesses? Then what are the challenges when I am going to use these chances in my life? So how to avoid challenges or face challenges? Use the opportunities, convert each weakness into a strength, ultimately, say, realize yourself. Then consciousness of the oneness of the Supreme Soul. Now, these are the very sound words which you cannot say in any other kind of text other than Indian philosophy. Now, these are the sound, very meaningful words. Each word has an impact on our mind. The only thing is, please find some time to study these things. We should be very conscious that we are only one with all others. And there is a divine force, divine strength in me that is called soul, Atma and Paramatma. Look, Shankaracharya, Ramana, see, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು. ದ್ವೈತ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ, ಅದ್ವೈತ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ, ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟಾದ್ವೈತ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ, ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. It may be say different. They might have told you in a different way. Ultimately, there is something called soul in we or in us. Parama Atma. So the divine soul is supreme soul. That's all. Even having an ordinary soul in yourself, you can make it supreme only through attainment of moksha. I don't know whether it's boring for you. See, each one of us are having soul. See, our body is there. Our soul, that is a spirit inside, that is responsible for life system which is going on inside, that is also there. If you want to make your ordinary soul into supreme soul, attain divinity. Andre ದೈವಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. How to attain divinity? These four pillars: dharma, artha, kama, and ultimately moksha. So unless you attain supreme soul within you, you are not attaining moksha. So a person has attained moksha means his ordinary soul has become supreme soul. He has been transformed from being human into being a god. So there is no difference between human and god. It is a transformation that is required through the life of 40 years or 50 years or 60 years or 80 years, which you lead on the earth. So this is very simple. So moksha is self-discipline that is so perfect that it becomes unconscious, second nature, and unworldly understanding and a state of bliss. So beautiful it is. Just by reading, we can transform ourselves. If you feel that, if you understand that, apply that, then definitely you are leading yourself to an ultimate state of bliss. What is bliss? I would have asked you quite a number of questions, but the topic is very vast. I am sorry that I am not interactive. Bliss means, some of you must be knowing, some English professors may be there. Bliss means it is a state of unexplained ananda, amarananda. Ananda. Santosha is different, ananda is different. You may feel that both are synonyms. Santosha may be, Atma Santosha is ananda. Remember, Atma Santosha. Atma Santosha means inwardly I should feel happy. So that is called bliss. Blissfulness is very, 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 very important. Very important. It cannot come to anyone and everyone. Ultimately, when you reach the state of moksha, that blissfulness automatically comes on your face. So when you see a person with radiance on the face, okay, if you feel that positive vibrations are there in his presence, it can be your husband or a friend or a neighbor or your teacher, mother, grandmother, or anybody, any Swamiji in a mutt, okay, or any political leader of your area or the nation, whoever it is, then definitely that particular person is having bliss on the face. That is why you develop some vibrations. I think I have heard people saying, see, if I talk to you, sir, I get some vibrations. I feel like talking to you. I develop positivity whenever I have an interaction with you. That is why I call you sometimes. So that is called state of bliss. Avarnaniya, avarchaniya, ananda. It is avarnaniya. Varnanige nilukadarattu. I can't express it. I can't explain it. See, when you go to Himalaya, you see a beautiful scene there. However you explain it here, it cannot be explained. They cannot understand. You say, "Nan bail helakkagalappa ashtu chennagide. Nan baradru gottagalla, hididru gottagalla. Video maadi torsidru nimage gottagalla. Even through video you can't understand. You should go and experience that." So this blissfulness is individualistic experience. It cannot come to be known to others that others are happy. You people make comments and they are all very happy. How do you know that they are happy? Have they told you about other side of their life? Everything is very good. They are very lucky. Anuradha nakshatra. Whatever they do, they attain so much. They have made a lot of property. They are very rich. Always wandering, always traveling, always watching, always in good dress, buying the vehicles. All these things are there. And they're always laughing. They enjoy. They make parties. So does it mean that they are happy for you? For you, they look happy. They may not be happy inwardly. On the other hand, a poor man having little bit of food to eat, no profit for him. Whatever he earns, that is only for the day. So with family, he is leading a very satisfactory life. At that night, he has a very crystal clear mind, purity of thoughts, purity of attitude, everything is there. And he sleeps very happily. Okay, that is bliss. So you think whether your happiness is outwardly or inwardly. So that is why we say inner engineering. Inner engineering. So first we should be inwardly happy, and that reflects outside, and then you say that that person is having bliss. So you appear what is that you are having inside. You appear what you are inside. That's all. So this liberation comes from a life lived with inner purity. Look at this word, inner purity. Alert mind. Alert mind means whatever you do, whatever you speak, whatever the decision you take, the mind should alert you. What is right, what is wrong. Should you go for this? Should not you go for this? Led by reason, then intelligence and realization of the Supreme Self who dwells in all beings. Moksha is seen as a final release from life's illusion. Remember, my dear friends, what all the life that we are leading now, it is only illusion. Illusion. If it was offline, we would have had a lot of interaction here in this hall. But nowadays, online, that to a very vast topic with a very limited time amount. So please understand, we are all leading a life which is full of illusion. In Kannada, in all languages, there are so many poems written on that. Even in Dasa Sahitya, so much is written on that. Hendati Nannavadalla, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನನ್ನವರಲ್ಲ, ಮನೆ ನನ್ನದಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಗಳಿಸಿದ ಯಾವುದೂ ನನ್ನದಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಬೇರಿಂದ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ನಾಳೆ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಅರ್ನ್, either it should be spent, should be given, or should be left, and you should go out. So only three ways. Either it should be given to somebody, or it should be spent, or you should leave it and go off as if it is not belonging to you. Now that is the beauty of death. Death can come to anybody at any point of time, however strong and however healthy a person is. We have got classic examples in front of us. Any moment we shall be ready to die, but this is not negative statement. It is neither neutral nor negative, it is positive. We should always lead life as if anytime we are going to quit this world. So that can bring about a concept called contentment. So before you die, experience everything. Spend in a beautiful way. I mean, earn in a good way, spend it in a meaningful way, and lead yourself to moksha. That is the Indian philosophy. So all these things which are again coming in different sentences. Swami Chinmayananda says, this is a very beautiful quotation. Now, may your life be simple. Please listen to me. This is very beautiful. That is why I have collected it and put it on here. Swami Chinmayananda says, may your life be simple and pure, so you know only beauty. So you should see only beauty throughout your life. Nothing bad should come to your mind. See, sometimes I say, these days I am not doing well. Why, sir? If I switch on the television, if I want to watch news, so many unwanted things are coming on the screen. Unwanted things. Now I am getting polluted. I am getting adulterated because of these thoughts. My mind is insecure. I do not know what kind of society we are living for our children. The society is becoming full of criminals. Whomever we feel that they are ideals, they are leaders, they are committing a lot of errors and mistakes and crimes. So who is there for us? What kind of society we are letting our children to live with? So then they say that is why I don't watch news. That is why I don't watch television. So that means keep yourself away from things which are negative, so that you only see the beauty. That is why people, to attain moksha, go to forests or go to Himalayas or go to some no inhabitation of human beings. So may your life be very simple and very pure, so that you can see only beautiful things in the entire life. May your mind be clear and quiet, so you speak only truth. How beautiful and strong it is. High impact statements. May your mind be so clear and quiet that you speak always good things and truth. May your heart be filled with love and compassion. Love means preeti and compassion means, say, karune or something like that. Okay. Karune torsantadu, bereyavar ಬಗ್ಗೆ empathy, sympathy, all these things. So you radiate light to all you meet. So whomever you come across in your life, see that with love and compassion, you show radiance to them. May all you do be blessed with divine grace. Whatever you do, that ultimately should develop divinity in you. So this is Swami Chinmayanandaji's very simple 4-statement, high impact statement. Then poet Rumi has said, the whole universe exists within us. Ask all from yourself. There is nothing to find outside. Why do you want to search outside when everything is within you? So this is according to poet Rumi. You ask question to yourself, you find the truth, you find the answer to all your queries. Then Lao Tzu says, knowing others is wisdom and knowing yourself is enlightenment. So ultimately self-realization, enlightenment, self-actualization, moksha, all these things is knowing myself. So that means we live for 70, 80 years, we would have not been successful in understanding what we are. Now there are some more, say, like salient values like truth, commitment, honesty, integrity, forgiveness, love, empathy, sacrifice. For everything there is a definition, there is a meaning. We are almost coming to the end of the session. Truth, of course, we have Commitment is a value. We should be committed to our goal, our family, our institution where we are working. Then we are committed to our profession. Then honesty, it's another value. Then integrity, that means we should always work together. Each one of us are responsible for the result that we get for the entire work. Say, for example, some of us are going for NAC. Each one of us are responsible. If I am becoming weak and a part of my institution becomes weak, I am accountable for the total result for the of the entire. That is called integrity. Then forgiveness. Now, this is an ultimate source of happiness to you. So then love. Without love, nothing can happen. Then characteristics of true love is there: mutual respect, deep connection, trust and honesty. It's about genuine connection, respect, trust, and mutual understanding. So all these things are there. Without emotions, we can't live. And empathy is an emotion. Empathy is means understanding others, keeping myself in others' place, stepping into somebody's shoes. Sacrifice. You can understand how beautiful this picture is. A child wants to eat, it needs that. Still, it wants to share it with somebody. So sacrifice means not giving something which I don't want. Though I want that, let me give that to others so that they feel happy. That is sacrificing. Then life skills, I have already told you. There are so many skills: creative thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, and so many things are there. Then being rational means believing in cause and effect relationship. Courage, you need to have courage. We need to have bravery and take some good decisions. Resilience means being strong, sturdy. Whatever that happens, let me become strong. Let me come back. So shifting my mind. Suddenly something happens. Again, I become strong. So how quickly you change yourself and become once again what you are, that is called resilience. Then simplicity. Now, there cannot be any other thing as the source of happiness as simplicity is. Then tolerance. We are living in society, we are living in this world, many religions, many people, many cultural disparities. We need to have tolerance. Otherwise, none of us can exist. So care is another important value that one needs to take. And parents remember what all they have done to you. But we don't remember what all they have done when we were small babies. So that is very important. So we need to take care of our parents, not as a matter of responsibility, but as a matter of our love and giving back to them. So that is very important. Then unity. Unity and integrity and resilience, they're all, say, interrelated. Inclusiveness means see that everybody is included. I have already given a lot of explanation on these things. And Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, so last 5 minutes, last 2 minutes. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Now, this is a very important value enshrined in Indian culture and Indian philosophy. In fact, in many of the summits, the Indian proposition was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is a family. Now, there is a beautiful book written by someone, Dharma, the Global Ethic. So there, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam has been enshrined like anything. So in Sanskrit, it is, of course, it says that the whole world is a one family. All living beings on the earth are a family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudha, the earth. Eva, Vasudhaiva, Eva, is thus. Kutumbakam, family. So this is how and this is why the whole earth is a family. We can't live a satisfactory life in the absence of any single species. If one species gets what? Totally absent. Okay, you know that. Okay, see, an insect is not there. It has become extinct. To that extent, our food chain is affected. And our quality of life is affected. Is that clear? Imagine your life without insects, for example. If insects are not there, no pollination. If no pollination is there, no germination. No germination, no agriculture. No agriculture, no food. So we are eating food because of insects. We are enjoying food because of bacteria, fungi, so many other kind of microorganisms, which will help in the degradation of resources. Otherwise, nothing will be degraded and again it will not be converted into food. So today's food was yesterday's some decayed product. So decaying is a very positive activity done by bacteria and fungi. So we should respect these microorganisms. So they all belong to our family. Is that clear? Origin. So this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is a very beautiful concept of being one in the entire family. Is originated from Maha Upanishad and Hitopadesha, you know. So these texts are part of Indian rich cultural and philosophical heritage. So the phrase Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is found in the Maha Upanishad, a part of Atharva Veda. You know, 4 Vedas are there. In that, Atharva Veda is also one among them, which is a collection of philosophical teachings and insights. It emphasizes the oneness of all living beings and the interconnectedness of humanity. So that is also very important. And you can see the bottom of the slide. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. Now please take it very seriously. We have got only one earth. So every international leaders, the Prime Minister, the presidents of various countries should understand this. One earth. Our continents and countries are not there on different planets. We're all there on one planet. See, we, for example, we Indians, we are living in different states. So all our 25, 30, 35, 40 states, they all should be together making the whole nation. We cannot get separated from our nation. We should always unite. One nation, different states. One state, different districts. One district, different taluks. One taluk, different hoblis, and one hobli, different villages. One village, different streets. One street, different homes. So unity towards what? So one unit from home to the entire earth. So it goes like that. So the whole thing is one earth, and all those things, plants, animals, microorganisms, all of them belong to one family, and we have got only one future. Now this was India's mantra for a healthy and prosperous earth as the G20 leader. So India, which led G20 summit, the hashtag was this. Okay, so that's how it is. And all social values are very important. Now these are the social values which I'm going to just read it out. Fairness, andre vallayatana, civic duty, respect for privacy, respect for others, honesty, compassion. Compassion andre anukampa anta bereyavara ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Then justice, nyaya, cooperation, sahakara, adaptability. Adaptability means I should be able to adjust with anybody and everybody. Altruism means what? Very great value indeed. Altruism means I should always live for the sake of others. I should learn something for the sake of others. I am not important. Others are very important. For the sake of others, I am living. I always worry and take care of others. Now, one of the most important value that every scientist had. If scientists did not have this value, they would have not sacrificed their life in discoveries. And most of the scientists did not enjoy what they discovered. They all left all those discoveries and inventions for our sake, and they died. Like, for example, Madame Curie. Ambition, then authenticity, civic duty, commitment, community involvement, compassion, cooperation, courage. Now, all these things are quite a number of social values. I have a list. And peace is yet another value. I have given all the explanations in the beginning. Non-violence is a very important social value that we are all living together without causing any kind of either physical or mental or emotional harm to anybody. See, harmless is not necessarily physical. It can be even mental. Sometimes husband, say, he deviates from the family norms. So the wife keeps worrying about it. Now that is the domestic violence. It is not seen outwardly, but inside the wife is suffering a lot. The children are suffering a lot because the husband, who is the earning member, is distracted, deviant, unethical in his lifestyle. So that causes violence at home. This is called domestic violence. Then scientific temper is the last value that has been given in the NEP draft. Scientific temper means whatever we think, whatever we say behave, how we behave, it should be purely on the basis of rational thinking. Rational thinking means something which is logical. Even in Indian Constitution, as per Article 51 Clause A, they have told clearly that none of us should make other people believe superstitions. It is the prime duty of every citizen to see that the scientific temper is developed among the people around us, especially the teachers. Teachers should never reflect any kind of their religious practices in the workplace. Please understand. They should never propagate or propound or advocate any kind of what? Misbeliefs, superstitious practices. It is a crime. Somebody can complain against you. There is a severe law against it. Okay, punishment is there. So Article 51A in our Constitution strongly recommends that it is a fundamental duty of every citizen to develop scientific temper among themselves and even among others. And these are the qualities which we can see in a man with scientific attitude. Now, this itself takes another 2 to 3 hours. Then who is a good citizen? What are the good qualities of a good citizen? It's all, say, what all the values which we have discussed all these 2.5 hours, they all get reflected in these qualities of good citizen. So I have given a small list of good citizenship qualities at the end, and you can just see these. And they are all the reflections of the values which we have discussed from 2 o'clock. And I thank you very profusely for your patient hearing. I hope you really enjoyed it. And I am thankful to the director and my sir, Nanjan Swami sir here, for a very disciplined way of dealing with the things. And thank you once again, sir. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. 1 or 2 minutes are left.
Sir, namaste, sir. I am Vishwanath from Vivekananda B.Ed College, Arsikere.
Basaraj, how are you?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Good to hear you. Thank you, Basaraj.
I have one doubt, sir.